ويا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولوينك مرت شرفتا نولا جوغا أجنبيغا ayaa qaad degsan yahay marka ayaga hormarinaya hadii Allah idmo waxaan ugu soo dhaweynayaa hadalka inuu qaato Mr. Sangandar Khan oo una sheefa welcome.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Minister, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, after all this very colorful morning, I think I will not use the written speech that I've had, but actually sort of, highlight some of the importance of today and how we can actually move forward. And I speak on behalf of my UN colleagues that are here. The Special Representative, the Secretary General is also represented here, the Resident Humanitarian Coordinator is here, the representative of the World Food Programme is here, UNFPA is also here, a number of other colleagues that are normally sort of based here, UNHCR is here, which is also extremely important for all of the conversations that we are having around education. Just quickly going into the realities of education and the value added of it. We all know 22 years and no public education, private education, all efforts have been made, but nearly not sufficient. If we look at it, 60% of the children in this country actually do not go to school. The 1 million figure that's been quoted today is the age group that should be at school, not at school, between 13 to 16 years of age. So if you look at all those numbers, I think this is the opportunity that actually we can take on and move forward. What do kids do when they don't go to school? I think the parents get fed up with them because they become a nuisance. They themselves actually don't find anything useful to do, and therefore their training, their well-being, their personality all gets completely sort of confused about what realities of life can be as they move forward. We have looked at the youth segment here, and the youth segment here is about 70% of the population. Many colleagues that are sitting here at the back of this room, 20 years, I think many of them are probably 30 at best, which means you've lost 20 years of quality education. What does quality education do for you? In economic terms, if nothing else. If we don't talk about personality, if we don't talk about how the well-being of a child is looked at, let's just look at it from a pure economics perspective. Returns on investment, if you make an investment of $1 in a child, your dividends can be as much as $17. No bank pays you that, no business gives you that multiplier, and nothing can actually substitute that amount of return that comes back in the form of human capital. That comes back to the family, that comes back to the country, and that comes back to the entire region and the world. When we look at poverty levels, we do not have at the moment the actual determinant of poverty levels in this country, child poverty levels. But I can say for sure that they're completely unacceptable. We all know, and the President also mentioned earlier, you make an investment in a child in education, your poverty levels for children especially are going to go down. And that is another dividend for that. We are lucky in Somalia today that your new interim constitution actually has articles of the CRC that provides the legal and moral framework that can actually move the standards higher. What is remaining right now is the ratification of the Convention of the Rights of the Child that actually provides that holistic sort of framework for moving everything forward. Starting with education, we looked at the numbers of schools. We also, yesterday when the unfortunate incidents were happening in town, we had 300 teachers that were graduating. My sincere condolences to all the families that have lost their loved ones, and my prayers for those who are recovering. But this has to end, and this doesn't end like that. It's not an automatic process. This requires investment in the future of this country. And unfortunately, I mean, if I look at myself, I am no longer the future of my country. There is another generation out there, and that is the future of the country. Whatever all of us sitting here have acquired so far, achieved so far, good enough, yes, but not good enough for the future. That has to be passed on to the ones who are actually right now growing up and trying to figure it out as to how their life should be. If we look at the mortality rates in this country, totally unforgivable. Calling on children in Somalia right now, if I tell them now that 1 of 5 of you will not make it to the 5th birthday, how pleasant is that to know when you're playing with your friends outside? When I say to them that 6 out of 7 are unlikely to actually be able to graduate out of any decent high school, how good is that? Would we want that for our own children? I don't think so. Therefore, we will not have it for the children in this country. We're going to change it, we are going to turn it around. It will not happen overnight. We will turn it around, and we will have that human capital for this country, for its future, to actually make it prosperous, peaceful, and at harmony and peace with each other and its neighbors. I thank you. Finally, when this was all started, and the minister is here, and I'm grateful for you to actually think of it and say, how do we do this? It's a dream. Madam Minister, it's a dream for all parents. It's even a dream for that child who doesn't know what education does. But that dream is very much on its way now. The work has just started. 1 million is not much. But having 1 child out is too much. And we really need to get on with this. And there is absolutely no borders to this. Let's put aside all the other things. Let's not bring children into controversies, into various disagreements. Let's keep them away from that. Let politics work in favor of children. And when it works in favor of children, it will work to our benefit as well, as individuals and grown-ups. So my only request and my plea to all the elders, all the older generation, all the ones who have authority, all the ones who have a say, all the ones that people listen to, please, please, one message. Let's get these children back into their classrooms. They have no business to be staying on street sides. Let's do that, and only then we can be proud of ourselves. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sakandar Khan. Philip Lazzarini from coordination of, are you okay with that? Thank you very much. Let's wait for me. Okay, let's see. Aada waxaan ku xijinaynaa abwaan Asmaan Abdullahi Mire oo xoogaa gabay yiraahda poems. Abwaan.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. وسلامة الإسلام كإلهي وجدي ولبا وابني نبض استعالي النحريس ومدي وذاكتنا أجري كويليا مرة بعد غياري السلام عليكم. وحيلتها وسوقا قابنا يا وقت يا نهاية اللي يري مركا وحبذا وحن مغلي شرني لبعتن كي سنة أنصار دافني. هذا دقالك. هذا الدجال كمرك هذا اللي جوه بدلي هذا دكسيدة وحوين والله فرحوان مرك وحن لنا هذيك بالشاب لا بيه بالشوي بشارة ما هانو هذيك بالشاب لا بيه bulshooy bishaara maahano saasaan leenahay waxbarasho beesa aan ahayn bulshooy bishaara maahano waxbarasho beeso aan ahayn bulshooy bishaara maahano balaayo waa ka bogaate bilkhayr dhaha bishaaradan balaayo waa ka bogaate bilkhayr dhaha bishaaradan intaas waxaan ku darayaa badow aan waxgaran iyo jaahil aan ba loo dhigin bilaash xaytayaal moog ciddii soo barbaarisay kuwaasaa la buuqoo dumarka been ka sheegoo burjugooda qariye maryam boqolka roon dhaha weliba boqol raga ka roon dhaha ruuxii waxbartaa ummaddiisa badbaadsho u bareera howl adag waa mahadsantihiin soo gaabiyaa la yidhi wasalaamu calaykum waraxmatullaahi wabarakaatu
abwaanka aad u mahadsan yahay si fiican noogu soo gaabshay haddana waxa uu yeerayaa ambassador Idris, ambassador of the Arab League. Would you welcome please?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. السيدة الوزيرة مريم، السادة ممثلو البعثات الدبلوماسية والمنظمات الدولية والإقليمية، السادة الضيوف الكرام، الصحافة، الفنانون والتلاميذ، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. أقول للسيدة الوزيرة كما طلب منا أحد المتحدثين أن نقول للسيدة الوزيرة يعني congratulations همبليو مبروك إيو هونجيرا. This is I was just responding to the request of one of the speakers here who asked her to congratulate Her Excellency the Minister on this occasion and on this day. So, Mabruk Minister Mariam, and I would like at the beginning to congratulate the parents of these young boys and girls, and to congratulate our daughters and sons who have just expressed their appreciation for this day, for this occasion, and to congratulate Her Excellency Minister Mariam for her tireless efforts to bring and to support and to improve the quality of education in this country, as His Excellency the President has expressed. And I would also like to congratulate the Somali government for giving top priority to the field and sector of education in this country. Education is where we start and where we end. And without education, as the previous speaker has said, any investment in any field will be futile. So the real investment, not only in this country, in all countries in the world, is education. This is a historic day. This is a real beginning. And we, as League of Arab States, have played our small part to help the Somali government in improving the quality of education in this country. We have supported the government constructing and rehabilitating a number of schools in collaboration and cooperation with Her Excellency Dr. Mariam. And we as Arab League will continue to support the sector of education as well as supporting the other sectors. And in the field of education, in the sector of education, the most important thing is to rehabilitate the education institutions and schools. Without the schools, without education institutions, again, whatever we will do will not give the aspired fruits. So together with going to school, we are also supporting the program of rebuilding and rehabilitating schools. Your Excellency, we look at this stage, this initiative of going to school as phase 1. We will support you in phase 2. This is go to school, and we want to support the second stage of remain in school by supporting schools, by training teachers to make sure that those students who have responded to the call, the parents who have responded to the call of Her Excellency the Minister, the Somali government, and send her children, daughters and boys to the school, that these boys and girls remain and continue their education and learning up until university and post-university, inshallah. So this is our commitment. We have started to implement it, to realize it, and today we have seen some of the positive fruits of our small support to this sector. And in this occasion, I'd like to extend and express my thanks to the councils of the ministers of Arab ministers for social affairs, who have supported the Somali government with a fund to build and rehabilitate a number of schools. And when they see the fruits today and after, I'm sure we will expect more and more from the not only the sector of social affairs, also the sector of health and all other sectors in support of the Somali government. It is a day, a historic day. Minister Mariam, I would like also to end by congratulating you once again and reaffirming our stand and support to your programs, to your initiative, and the support of the Somali government to see Somalia moving from the stage where it is now to another stage where we can see education. When we come in the morning and see our daughters and sons on the streets going to the schools and coming back from the school. Thank you very much, and Ambelio.
Thank you, Ambassador. And now I will welcome Turkish Ambassador in Somalia, Mr. Kani Turin. Welcome, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Dear Minister, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank to the Minister inviting me to this important event, which is very important to see that in the beginning 100,000 and later on 1 million students, kids will go to school. This is the education is of course very important, and when I met her recently in Istanbul, we talk about our shared passion that both of us are medical doctors, but we are always emphasized on the education. So after our Prime Minister Erdogan's visit, 19th of August 2011, we started many humanitarian projects, but one of the immediate projects was that scholarship program. So we sent over 1,000 Somali students to Turkey to get university education. In the meantime, we started to build schools, and at the moment there are 33 Turkish schools in Mogadishu. The capacity over 2,000 students. So, and also 3 of them are on the way, as particularly the vocational schools. and two local university directly getting support from Turkish charities directly. So we have been working on this education, and it is, of course, it's very important, and it's very unfortunate to hear that over 60% of kids do not receive any education in a country. Nearly 100% belong to a religion of Islam, which first revelation was Iqra, read. So this is very important for us to help Somali brothers and sisters to improve the education in Somalia. And also in one side it is very important because the current problem, particularly Somalia faces the extremist terrorist threat. And one of the reasons that they can easily recruit and brainwash kids because they don't have any decent education. So it is important to give people, to the kids, to a decent education, at least to protect them from those kind of extremist way. So I would like to congratulate the minister and her team for this achievement and this program, and hopefully we'll see its results in 2016. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador. And now we will follow is Peter from Unison.
Your Excellency, Madam Minister, Your Excellencies, heads of diplomatic missions, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends. Although my colleague has already spoken on behalf of the UN system, I would like to add just a few words on behalf of the Special Representative, the Secretary General, Mr. Nicholas Kay, the head of UNSOM. I would first of all like to congratulate you, like many speakers have done before me, for this momentous occasion and the launch of this ambitious nationwide program to educate 1 million children in Somalia. Today, September 8th, is also International Literacy Day, a day to celebrate Somalia's huge step forward in educating the youth, who are the future for Somalia and indeed the world. It's a sign of great hope that cannot be squashed by bullets or suicide bombers. It's a sign of profound progress that young people are offered the opportunity to fulfill their dreams and aspirations, rather than seeing an existence as a militia member as a viable way to sustain themselves and their families. Children can now, once again, dream of becoming doctors, engineers, or teachers, which is what Somalia so badly needs today. They will not have to flee their homes or even the country to realize these dreams and aspirations, but they will be able to realize them right here in Mogadishu, or in Kismayo, Beledweyne, or Garowe. In cities and villages all over Somalia, girls and boys will flock back to school. It's a great obligation on the part of all of us to create a secure environment in which these types of programs can thrive. We never know which child will grow up to do what amazing things for Somalia and the world, and therefore we cannot leave a single child behind, and my colleague has already clearly said that. The potential of every boy and girl in Mogadishu and even in the IDP camps may grow up as a leader of this Somali society. The 3 years of life of this ambitious program is not a long time, but a crucial one. And we believe if we work together, we can definitely achieve this goal. This program is yet another sign that we are on the right course and that we are once again focusing on the right priorities in this country. We fully stand by the government to help realize the dreams of hundreds of thousands of children, and we call upon the international community to enable and support this program. Thank you very much.
وياها بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم waxaan ku dhownahay gabagabadii barnaamijka insha Allah taala wixii maanta la akhriyo dhan waxay isugu tagayaan fanaaniinta hadalkoodii dalka dib u dhiskiisiyo dadka ayaa wax tari kara oo aqoonta macnaheedu u yahay waxaan ku soo dhaweynayaa hadda wasiir ku-xigeenka wasaaradda arrimaha bulshada Dr. Maxamuud Yaxye xildhibaan Maxamuud Yaxye oo ku soo dhaweey doona wasiirka مريم قاسم إن شاء الله تعالى أكثر كوضعنا هوش
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله الوزير وزارة هربانة عليك بالشدة حلبانة ويطيب وزارة عليك بالشدة كسعودة هي أداة انترناشنال كاه مرت شرفتك له بعد الصحافة أما كسوق الجرياش السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته سلام كدي وحا شرف وين مانتي نواه ووح آدي وهو فرحنا إن أمان هالكان يسوون معنا أنه وده فرين نور الواتن سنة كدي markay baabada waxbarashada Soomaaliya qaybta xuquuqda ahayd marka waxaan Ilaahay subhanahu wa ta'ala ugu mahadinaynaa in maanta ina joojiyo dadkii wax ka furayeen oo arrinkaas sababta u noqonayeen Ilaahay naga dhigo Ilaahay subhanahu wa ta'ala ugu mahadinaynaa waxaan wada ogsoonahay arrinkan halkaan maanta isugu nimid ma ahan arrin fudud waa arrin aad iyo aad u weyn bani aadamka marka laga hadlayo meel baa ugu muhiimsan meesha haddii ay hagaagtana bani aadamku uu fiicnaanayo xibinta haddii ay halawdana bani aadamka uu xumaanayo waa maskaxda waa qalbiga bani aadamka qalbiga bani aadamka wuxuu ku xumaan karaa wixii loogu talagalay waxaaneen haddii lagu shubo qalbigu uu xumaan wixii loogu talagalay haddii la dhigana qalbiga wuxuu noqonayaa qalbi oo waxtar leh oo koo naftiisa waxtara marka dambena waxtarka u gudbiya bulshada inteeda kale sidaa daraadeed maanta halkaan waxaan u joognaa in la daahfuro bani aadamka maskaxdiisa dib in loo diyaariyo maxaa yeelay Ilaahay subhanahu wa ta'ala wuxuu leeyahay qofku wax bartay iyo qofka aan wax baran ma sinna Ilaahay muslimin way kala duwan yihiin waxaana lagu tilmaamay qof nool iyo qof dhintaa lagu tilmaamay aqoontu marka waa aasaaska qofka bani aadamka ah bulshada marka ay wax barato way isla jaan qaadi kartaa way isfahmi kartaa laakiin haddii ay tahay bulsho aan waxba baran isfahamkeeda marka koowaad adkaanaya sidaa daraadeed waxaan leenahay maanta hambaliyo waxaan u hambaliynayaa wasiiradda koow ayadaan u hambaliynayaa oo riyada markii koowaad ku soo dhacday waxaan mar labaad u hambaliynayaa tiimkii la shaqeynaya aan anigu muxuu ahaayo hormuud ku ahay ayagana waa u hambaliynayaa intaa ka bacdi waxaa xaqiiqo ah qofka bani aadamka marka laga hadlayo oo muxuu ahaayo awoodda insaanka marka laga hadlayo mas marka meel la aadayo qofku uu safar galayo qofna waa lugeeyaa safarku wuxuu ku galaa lug qofna wuxuu ku galaa gaari buu raaca qof marka buu raaca qofna dayuurad intaas oo dhan waa camaasha bani aadamka oo iskhilaafsan maxaa yeelay midna saaray dayuurad hawada uu la maraa midna uu lugihiisa ugu lugeeyaa awooddooda intaa noqotay waa acmaashooda unbaa kala duwan ma ahane kan waa bashar kan waa bashar kale laakiin maxay ku kala duwan yihiin kan uu kaas hormarayo wuxuu haysto kan wuxuu haystaan isku mid ahayn way kala duwan yihiin calaa hada alasaas qofku markuu wax barto iyo qofka markuusa waxba baranin ma wada socon karaan saasay u kala fog yihiin acmaash noloshoodana saasay u kala fog tahay sidaa daraaddeed waxaan leenahay soomaalida waxaa lagu yaqaanaa fursadda marka la helo lagama faa'iidaysto shayga intaan la haynin ilaahu noo keen ayaa la yidhaahdaa maanta waxaa la leeyahay waxaa dib u soo noqday waxbarashadii lacag la-aanta ahayd ha la aado haddii la aado waayo ka warranba awlaadayna ay noo joogaan la yidhaahdo muxuu ahaayo suuqa noogu soo qaraaba orda muxuu ahaayo shaqo aan micno lahayn cunugii mustaqbalkiis baabi'inhayo loo diro soo khasaare kale ma aha waxaan ku boorinaynaa bulshadeena soomaaliyeed fursaddan maanta aynu haysano inaan ka faa'iidaysano inaan la dayicin dadkii fursada weysanaa fursay u tahay ciddii howlba wax baranaysay ilaahay ha u siyaadiyo waan bogaadinaynaa laakiin ciddii aan fursaddaas soo marin maanta fursaddan waxaan leenahay ka faa'iidaysta maxaa yeelay maanta ubadkaada xaq buu kugu leeyahay waa wax ilaahay subxaana wa tacaala hortayda weydiinayo adoo awoodo inaad u dirtid iskuul haddaad ka celisid waa khasaaro adoo awoodo cunugaaga inaad wax bartid inaad waxaan waxba u soo kordhinaynin luqmatul ceysh ku mashquulisid waa khasaare kale waana lagu weydiinaya mas-uuliyaddaas waxaan leenahay waalidkii aanan awoodinoo cunugiisa inuu ka bixiyo maanta waxbarasho lacag la-aana lagu helo cunugaaga u diray bulshadeenna soomaaliyeed degmooyinka xaafadaha waxaan ku dhiirigelinaynaa inay wacyigeliyaan meelaha waxbarashada sidii loogu diri lahaa ilmaha inay ku dhiirigeliyaan inay caawiyaan xataa haddii ay jirto xagga tabardariha xagga maciishada waa inay ku dhiirigeliyaan intaas ayaan muxuu ahaayo rabaa inaan bulshadeena u sheego mar labaad iyo mar saddexaad waan hambalyaynayaa waxaan xaqiiqo ah dowladda muwaadinka soomaaliyeed dowladdu wuxuu xaq ugu leeyahay waxbarashada uu ka helo waa bilowday dowladda tallaabadii labaad toowaad waa la qaaday wayna sii socon doontaa shacabkeena soomaaliyeed waxaan ugu fidhinaa arrinka asiga gacan inay nagu siiyaan na garab istaagaan waan wada ogsoonahay tabardarrada welideena ay haysto oo dhinaca dhaqaalaha sidaa daraaddeed ha laga taageero meesha maanta aan kun macno laga qaaday waxaan ugu fadhinaa dad kafaarad qaado oo isku tago oo kambaniyaal ha noqdeen waxay doonaan ha noqdeen oo Soomaali ah oo kun kale iyo laba kun kale inoo kafaarad qaado waa inaan helnaa haddii kale dhibaatada maanta aynu ku jirno Soomaali haddii aynu nahay kama bixi karno waxaan ugu bixi karnaa jiilkeena soo korayo inaan ka dhigno jiil isla socon karo oo isku mustawa ah oo isku meel higsanayo inuu noqdo qaabkaasaan ugu bixi karnaa wixii wanaagsanaa maanta halka laga sheegay aqoonta lagu gaarayna lama gaari karo haddaanan iskaashin marka waxaan ugu baaqay bulshadeena guud ahaan inaan iswada kaashano meel walba aynu joogno marka waadi mar labaad hambalyaan idin leeyahay haddana waxaan ku soo dhaweynayaa wasiiradda horumarinta adeega bulshada دكتور سمالي قاسم فليتفضل.
Assalamu alaikum. I am here again, but this time, because my dear friends from the UN, the ambassadors, all of them, they couldn't understand when I was speaking in the Somali language. So my team asked me that I have to come and I have to speak in English. So, and Assalamu alaikum everybody. I'm reminded of a profound quote on this wonderful occasion: education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare it for today. We know that you don't have any future, you don't have any tomorrow if you don't prepare it for today, and education is the way to prepare generations. Today in Somalia, Master Sekander told, 6 out of 10 children between the ages of 6 and 12 have never seen the inside of a classroom, never had the joy of discovering how to read, how to write their name and translate numbers into practical knowledge, never had the pride of having a teacher telling them that they have done well. So all those children, it's really painful to have 6 out of 10 of our children that never went to education. We have already lost 2 generations, and we can't afford to lose another generation. So we have to do something. We have to unite for the sake of the Somali child. We have to be together. We have to do something. We cannot just keep waiting. Children and youth are the future of this country. And if we want to see a better Somalia, we can't afford to leave any child behind. To leave one behind is very much. 1 million is not that much, as Mr. Sekander said. So we are not counting to 1 million. We want all those children who are out of school to bring them back to school. But we say, just let us start with this 1 million in 3 years, in 3 phases. But if we get the means to enroll more than 1 million children in 2 years, we are ready to do that. Go to School initiative originated out of the desperation that I saw around me. In my first week in the office back in November, I reflected on the situation and thought about how we are going to change it. It was clear that a meaningful long-term change could only come through education. In order to create a better tomorrow, we have to invest in our children. If we don't invest in our children and youth today, forget about tomorrow, because that tomorrow will never come. The best way to look for that tomorrow is to invest in our youth and children today. This is how Go to School initiative came into existence. And I thank Allah that this vision had become a reality, and the program is being launched in Mogadishu, Hargeisa, and Garawa, as well as other cities around the country. I believe today marks a turning point in Somalia's recent history. There are so many in this room who participated in one way or another in realizing that dream. Chaos and destruction originates in the heart of man, and only then does it manifest itself in the physical world. It is our moral duty to provide an alternative future to the children in this country. The moment is right to announce that the tide of change is there. Quality education is the remedy to the disasters that have afflicted the Somali people in the last 22 years. For education is more than exams and qualifications. Maybe for some people, when they hear the name education, to them it means just going to school, getting a certificate. It is more than that. Education is the improvement and enlightenment of minds. This is our proposition today, to take 100,000 young boys and girls into public education for the first time in 22 years, and 1 million children into school in the next 2 years. This has been a long and difficult process. In making, over 1,000 teachers have been recruited and trained in 9 regions of Somalia. 500 existing teachers were retained. Multiple regional visits and assessments, all of those were explained by Ahmed Khaire, because it didn't come just like that. We have done a lot just to see a day like today. What I want to ask, can the Directorate of Education team, can you please stand up? Where are you? Where are they? Yes, you have already given applause. I would like to give an applause to the team. This team has worked harder than ever before. This team, whose commitment to the cause stretched throughout weekends and evenings, this team has made today a possibility, because they were working continuously. And one of the best things of the teamwork, all together, even during the most difficult days where security was an issue, All of them used to come to my office, and we used to sit together, have lunch together, have dinner together, working continuously. So they are a wonderful team, and I cannot provide any reward to you that will match the work you have done. Your reward is with the Almighty. May Allah bless you. Jazakumullah khairan. Besides the hard work of the team, our effort is also made possible through the goodwill of those around us, and we are grateful for that. I also want to thank our partners and donors for their continued support and assistance, because if it was not our partners, a day like today would not have been possible. If I look at the Arab League, they supported us in building and rehabilitating schools. But above all that, I would like to thank in particular UNICEF and the WR Mr. Sikandar. Mr. Sikandar, he gave us all the support that was necessary, that we can be here a day like today. Mr. Sikandar, Jazakallah khair. So today we say it is historic, and we are looking forward to a very good future. The enemy of extremism is education. For barbaric reasoning and brutality cannot overcome an enlightened mind. Drones and armies cannot overcome a mindset or ideologies. Only through classroom and through initiatives like these do we limit the resource pool available to extremist recruiters and ultimately defeat this evil. As Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Let us utilize this weapon for creating a better world. Let us utilize this weapon for creating better Somalia. A Somalia where our children are not afraid anymore. A Somalia where they can play out in the open fields like we used to play in our villages. Our children cannot go outside. They are terrorized. They are afraid. When I was like their age, I was not afraid of anything. I used to play in the open field. So the Somalia that I wanted to see is a Somalia where our children can go outside without any fear from anybody. A Somalia where our children can fulfill their potential. A Somalia where every child is in a safe and secure learning environment with full access to quality education and universal health care. Universal health coverage is also important for us. So education and health together, then Somalia will change. A Somalia that is united and peaceful, at peace with itself, its neighbors, and the rest of the world. We want to terminate, to eradicate extremism and violence. A Somalia where the rule of law is respected, human rights are upheld, and we chart the path of economic and human development. A Somalia that's a productive member of the community of nations. A Somalia that is not in the aid basket. Whenever I see that my country is just looking for what the donors are giving us, that's really painful. That is something to be sad of. What I wanted to see is Somalia that is not the aid basket anymore, but a Somalia that is utilizing its many resources equally and fairly. A Somalia where infant mortality and poverty are history. We want to make poverty history, and we can. I know that my dream can only become a reality by providing children with the opportunity to learn. After all, peace, education, and development ought to be basic in the standards, not luxuries. In the rest of all, education is not a luxury, it's a basic thing. So that's what we want also in Somalia, getting a healthcare service. It is not, in the rest of the world, it's not a luxury. So that's what we would like also to see. for every child in Somalia getting whatever every other child in the rest of the world is getting. I pray to Allah that I will live long enough to see the children who start school today, 8 September 2013, as adults changing this country for the better, to see these children in 2030 as our doctors, engineers, artists, parliamentarians, and decision makers. The equation to reaching our goals are straightforward. Educate the human heart, elevate the human mind, grow the human soul, and then you can reach where you want. Ladies and gentlemen, a better educated Somalia is a safer Somalia. Thank you very much again and again.
Bismillah. Waa daalay waa la tacbaanay xafladii waa soo gabagabowday waxaan codsan lahaa dadka ajnabiga ah inoo jooga inta ka baxayaan in anagu xogaa fadhino markii dadku tagaana dadweynuhu waa fasaxan yahay ra'iisayaasha iyo meediyada hore ayay fasaxan dadka ajnabiga basically that was the closure of the event. And I would like to ask dear ambassadors and international organizations representatives to feel free to go. Others, please wait until our guests will leave. Thank you very much.
Aada dugsiyada Aada waa ololaha dib u soo nooleynta dugsiyada waxbarashada ee dooliga ah oo agaasinka waxbarashada hidaha iyo tacliinta sare ugu tala gashay caruurta Soomaaliyeed 100 kun oo caruur ah ayaa aadaya dugsiyada laga bilaabo 8 bisha 9aad ee 2013 Aada dugsiyada Aada waxa ka faa'iideysanaya 1 milyan oo caruur aan fursad waxbarasho hore u helin
ilmaha Soomaaliyeed dartiis hal mar inaan u midowno wax walba xagga dhiga aan isku heliisana Soomaaliyeed
xuquuqda barbaarinta ubadka waxa ka mid ah inaad geyso goobaha waxbarashada tacliinta aad barto ilmahaagu waxay berito anfacaysaa nafsadiisa taada iyo waliba tan bulshada